What's up, everybody? I'm Dave Miranda, and this is episode 84 of Just Give Me 5. Hope you guys are doing great, continue to be amazing. We got a really awesome show lined up for you today. But if you guys caught episode 83, you saw we had none other than my man Kazi Ox. And let me tell you, that Anderson .Paak story still has me just mind blown. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's really dope though, man, because, you know, he was able to really kind of like become, you know, he was kind of like a protege to him, you know what I'm saying? And him taking him to the studio at such a young age. And then just to see him just blossom, you know what I mean? I mean, with everything he's doing with Bruno Mars right now, it's incredible, you know, and it has that old feel to it. And, you know, for Kazi to kind of be, you know, at the forefront of the beginning of that, you know, it's really dope, man. And just everything he's contributed to hip hop, you know, his stories with Madlib, I mean, Wild Child, the Loop Pack, the list goes on, man. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely one of Oxnard's finest. And, you know, I'm happy to have him transition over here in Arizona. So shout out to you, my brother. And thank you for being a part of the show. All right. But today's guest is one of the greatest individuals to ever come to Arizona radio. We're going to talk about his early days. We're also going to talk about some memorable moments, including a 2 Chainz interview that kind of went sour. We're going to talk about the Merit Award he got from the Michigan Association of Broadcasts, and so much more. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you Gello.
What's up, y'all? It's me, Gello. Hello. All I'm saying is just give me 5. Actually, I don't think I've ever known that I wanted to be in radio. Okay. I've always loved radio, recording it since I was a kid. Like Melissa the Midnight Mamacita was big for me growing up. Lights Out Phoenix. Oh yeah, man. Brewing in tape decks and whatnot. It was the first time I discovered 92.3 when I heard Genuine Pony playing, and I was like, yo, what is this? Oh man, classic. And listening to J times 3 really made me want to pursue this industry. Like Jay, in my opinion, is one of the greatest jocks, like natural, no anxiety. Like he just controls that microphone, man.
Very at ease, yep.
I've never seen a jock do that like Jay, even to this day. Like a lot of people try to emulate and be like Jay times 3, bro. Yeah. But listening to Jay and that voice made me fall in love with radio, made me want to do radio. Right. Man, I remember sometimes like just being in the car, like pretending to be like Jay times 3, like pretending to do breaks like Jay. I had to change the inflections of my voice. I'd be driving, bro, and had to change like my shoulder position. I wanted to be comfortable, and I would try to talk like Jay. I would try to use the raspy voice and like, yo, it's power 98.3, and I would have like these different movements while I'm driving, taking my hand off the steering wheel, just trying to mimic like being on the radio, man. But I remember doing that all the time, constantly, like a loser, man. Just why are you doing this in the middle of traffic by yourself, mimicking radio personalities, man? But that's just kind of what you did to kind of get in that mode, to pretend like this, I could do this. You know what I mean? First day, bro, was literally a disaster. It was a complete disaster.
Why? What happened?
Man, I remember, and this was the Bruce St. James, Carly Hustle days. Oh. And if you know Bruce St. James and Carly Hustle, they didn't play games. They don't play, right? So Carly had me do overnights. It was like midnight to 6 a.m. for an entire year. And my first time getting on air, bro, I forgot the call letters. Like I didn't even remember that it was Power 98.3 at the time. I was like, it's
Power 98 or 92 still.
When my first internship was at 92.3, but when I got on air, it was 98.3.
It was 98. Okay, got you.
So I opened the mic up. I think it's coming out of like Lil Wayne Lollipop, some record. Right. And I'm like, it's and that was it. Just like that, bro. Turn the mic off. In this exact studio across from us, I'm breathing, having a panic attack, bro, because I'm like, they always tell you, you know, there's like 750,000 people listening to you at any given moment. Like, how do you deal with that as a kid coming in the radio? Right. Over almost 1 million people listening to the sound of my voice. Like, that's nerve-wracking. So my first time on there, bro, hitting that button, it was a disaster. And I eventually got through it. I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. It was overnights. I was talking to a bunch of warehouse workers and like Jack in the Box workers that would call me up and be like, yo, we got the tacos, come through type thing. But yeah, first day on air, man, it was a disaster, but I got through it. I got through it, yeah. A quick little backstory, man. So when I finally got, I left my state job to become an intern with Power 98.3, which was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. My fiance at the time was about to leave my ass because of it. Can I curse here?
Of course.
Okay. My fiance at the time was about to leave me. She's like, you're going to quit a full-time job with the state of Arizona to go be an intern at a radio station? You lost your damn mind. I.e., we got kids at the time. But it was a dream. I wanted to do it, and she allowed me to do it. So fast forward, one day, Carly Hustle is at a PlayStation event. And she's sick. She can't like verbally talk. She's lost her voice. But you know as well as I know, in radio, you're not passing up a bag. And PlayStation is offering you money. You go into the event. Carly's at the event. She's like, I can't do the mic. I can't get on the mic. I was like, you can't? I can. I was like, I got you. I got you. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I just knew I'm cool. I'm chill. Like, and kids love me, bro. I don't know why, but kids just tend to love me. So I'm like, let me rock it. And she gave me the mic and let me host the PlayStation event. I got the kids excited. Parents were cool because I was, keeping it very safe. And the next day, Carly was like, yo, you're not doing promotions anymore. She's like, you belong on the air. I was like, when she brought me in, I thought I was getting fired. She's like, hey, come here. Let's talk. This is Carly Hustle, bro. Right? I'm new in the game. This is Carly Hustle. She's like, let's talk. I go in her office and she's like, you're not going to be in promotions anymore. I was like, what did I do? I thought I was just, what did I do? She was like, you need to be on the radio. That's where you shine. That's where you need to be. And ever since then, she put me in there, learned the board, and I got on the air, man. So I did overnights for a year and then transitioned into nights. I got the night show after, man, a few years of doing part-time weekends, overnights. A few years passed and they finally gave me my opportunity, gave me the night show. And I want to shout out my girl Yaya Martinez real quick. Now, Yaya, you know I love you, but this is my opportunity to say this. And I told myself in 2022, I'm going to be truthful, and it's all going to come from love and honesty, right? The day before I got nights, my girl Yaya, my dog, told me, they don't want somebody who looks like you. You don't fit the bill. You're too big. You're a big guy. You're black. It's a Hispanic culture here. They're never going to give you the opportunity. And the next day I got nights and she had no idea. So Yaya, I remember that. I want you to know I remember what you said to me. You still my dog. I love you to death. And I knew it was, you were just somewhat reflecting. But yeah, man, I remember that. I always will remember that. What she said to me. I love you, dog, but I had to tell the truth. So I had the opportunity to move up from the night show. I had the #1 night show in the city. They moved me up to afternoon drive. I had the #1 spot in afternoon drive. And then from there, they moved me to morning. So I did a whole 10-year stint on air at Power 98.3. The morning show just didn't work out too well. And these they call them prearranged marriages. Me and my co-host, we just didn't vibe. We didn't get along. That's just really what it was. So if anybody wants to know what happened to the morning show with me and D Garcia when we were on Power 98.3 together, we just didn't vibe. That's it. And it happens. These prearranged marriages, I don't know her. She don't know me. We come from two totally different walks of life. And it didn't work out. We bumped heads all the time. We never could agree on content. And before you know it, they were just like, all right, well, since you guys can't figure it out, you're fired. And I was like, I get it. I got it. I even told them before we got fired, I was like, you guys might as well fire us. We're in the studios right now, so you can hear people in the background. I was like, you guys might as well fire us because it's never going to work. And I was just being honest about it. And, we got fired. I mean, I got fired first. She got fired much later than I did, but because they thought I was the problem. Okay. So then from there, I went across the street. I didn't want to leave the market yet because my kids were in school, and it was hard telling my children I was going to have to pull them out of high school and grade school and whatnot. So I went over to 101.1 The Beat, and I think that's really where I learned not only was Power 98.3 not the only brand that I could be a part of, but it wasn't the end of radio for me, because Power was everything. It was everything for me. Starting as an intern, going all the way up to being the morning show. This is my home, right? It's heritage. And I was like broken for a little bit when I left. I was like, damn, it's a career goal of mine. I reached this level. And then I went over to 101.1 The Beat, which was it's a smaller station, and it just wasn't doing all that well. And I told myself, I'm like, yo, if I go over here, I'm gonna give it everything I got. And this is where I believe this is when I finally grew in radio and felt like I was ready for a different challenge. So I went to The Beat, 101.1 The Beat, had a phenomenal time there, made a lot of great relationships, did a lot of fantastic things. That's where I started my Random Acts of Kindness program, you know, just riding around to different bus stops, picking up homeless people, giving them a ride, feeding people, you know, paying out of my own pocket. It was something that I wanted to do to give back to the city that's given me so much. Right. And that all happened at The Beat. And then from there, I got the opportunity to go to Detroit, Michigan. I get to Michigan, my guy Al Payne calls me up, and he's like, look, man, and this is how he talks, look, man, there's this white girl, and I really think you should give her a shot and see how well you work together, right? Because I was already jaded from my situation with my previous co-host at Power. Me and Nina did a fantastic job together at The Beat. But we both just had so much going on. I would do a show with Nina any day. Any day at the drop of a dime. So I get to Michigan. They didn't really have a budget to bring Nina along. I tried. I know she doesn't believe me, but I tried. Right. I get there. My guy Al Payne is like, hey, man, there's this white girl I want you to work with, and maybe, you know, you and her can vibe, right? So I get with this girl. Her name is Joanna. She's supposed to be my board op at the time. And I know they were trying to be a coalition radio station because Detroit is very black, and it's also very white, right? And it's Chaldean, Jordanian. It's a lot of different cultures. Right, yeah. And they wanted to be coalition. So I looked at them and I'm like, if you really want this to be a coalition radio station where everybody can feel like they're a part of it, you need somebody who looks just like Joanna. You need a tall blonde who just relates to the suburban moms. And me and Joanna together was fantastic because she never wanted to run the show. She never wanted to be a lead mic. She just wanted to be a part of the show. Okay. And it worked. And because I don't have an ego, I can put anybody on the show. If we win, right? Right, yeah. So me and Joanna had a lot of success, man, and we started the Random Acts of Kindness program. I started it in Phoenix first, and then transitioned to Michigan, where we did it all over Detroit, all over every single city. We helped foster kids. We fed the homeless. We managed to get clothes for folks that were homeless and needing clothes to go to work. It's just so many. And I'm talking like, we started because it was going to be it was 105 on the bounce. We're going to do 105 Random Acts of Kindness, and we surpassed that. We surpassed that to where, you know, community financial and banks, everybody was sending sponsorship dollars, and it was a great program. And as a matter of fact, y'all not giving me my credit, but you're still doing it there. I know you're doing it there. All of you are still using the Random Acts of Kindness. And you know what? As long as it's about the people and not about you and your pockets, do it. Right. So I'm hoping somebody from Detroit sees this video and just know it's got to be about the people. If it's about your pockets, man, you need to stop. You definitely need to stop. So we get to the award. The Michigan Association of Broadcast, they do these awards, man. I think it's like every couple of years where they recognize people in in the broadcast industry that's done some great work. Right. And I was proud of this award because it wasn't like the best comedy skit. It wasn't the best radio break. It wasn't the best radio show.
It's humanitarian.
It was the community award. And to be recognized for that means more than everything, because that's what we do it for. A lot of radio people get in this business and they do it for their own egos. They stroke their own egos. They want to be cool. They want clout. And I respect it. I'm not knocking anybody, but that's not me. It's about the people for me. You know what I mean? So getting that award solidified, like, yo, you did something. You did something very special, and nobody can ever take that away. You did something very special for other people besides yourself. So that's big. It's big. And just a little Detroit fun fact, man. I want to get with my guy Mason, who's still in Detroit. Mason is the voice of the Detroit Pistons. I wanted to film a documentary with him. Maybe he can get you guys involved, man, because the whole television show Martin was designed around this guy. Wow. Mason is a Detroit radio personality. That's where they got it from. And they would follow Mason around all over Detroit. Right. to just see how he lives his day to day in radio. And Tommy was like a good friend of his who was a lawyer, like bald. That was all depicted off of Mason's life. The building, you can go see the building downtown next to the radio station. It's exactly what you see in Martin when they transition through scenes.
Yeah.
It was all about this guy Mason, and Mason is still on the air. He's doing, I think he's doing Morning Drive at Kiss, a station in Detroit, man. But they modeled that entire show after Mason, and I got to work with Mason and be involved with him, and he's just an amazing guy, man. He's a good dude, and he's all about, you know, helping his community and doing right by the folks of Detroit. So shout out to Mason, man. You're a legend. You're a legend. Personal favorite interview. Man, there's so many. There's so many that I've done. I would have to say my favorite was probably The Game.
Okay.
And it wasn't really like a formal interview where you come in, we talk about the album. Game was promoting his For the Love of Game TV show on VH1.
Oh, yeah.
And bro, he brought like a gang of women in studio, and we were just having, it was just a ball. It was just a lot of fun. It was an organic, real, fun vibe. The questions weren't planned out, even though my boy Mikey Fuentes was on my ass and wouldn't just let it be a natural interview. But man, it was the most fun I had. It was the most fun I had with any artist, man. And I've interviewed a lot. Like some of my worst was like 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz is just not a nice person, okay? He's not a nice person. I'm sorry, 2 Chainz, if you see this, bro, you're not nice, man. This, real quick story. 2 Chainz shows up. This is when True to My Religion mixtape had just come out. He's on tour.
Okay.
This dude shows up to the radio station. We're doing a meet and greet. Listeners are here to meet you. They don't know you. These rappers be thinking that everybody knows them.
Yep.
These people don't know you. He shows up in pajamas. Like, our job is not to do a service to you, 2 Chainz. If you want to promote on the radio, our service is to our listeners and our community. So I'm not worried about your pajamas, dog. You shouldn't have showed up to the station in pajamas. Our listeners want to take pictures with you. It's called a meet and greet. Nah, man, I ain't taking no pictures with nobody, man. I'm telling you, I ain't. I'm like, bro, this is so disheartening. You can just see the sad faces. We got kids in here. And
he's saying that like in front of them?
In front of everybody.
Wow.
It just in front, and he ended up taking like a big group shot, which, you know, it was cool. We, you know, sealed the deal, but it's just like, come on, man. These people don't know you, and now you have an opportunity to make some new fans, and you just threw that out of the window. So one of my worst interviews was with 2 Chainz, and one of my favorites was with The Game. Wow. It feels good, man. It feels good. The fact that I get so much love, my listeners, they communicate with me. I have a better relationship with my listeners than I do with a lot of my own like personal family members. And I know that's sad to say, because it is. Like, you should have a relationship with your family, but man, my listeners, they've become family. They know my life. They know my wife. They know my children. They check up on them. I get messages. How's Sarah? How's the kids? Did Aaron fix the truck that he crashed last week? Like, my listeners are really in tune with that, man. And I never thought I would have that type of love come from people that I didn't know. But that just goes to show me, like, I pour my life out for people. That's not easy to do. And I pour my life out, and they always give me that love back, man. So to get that love, there's no way to describe it without like literally getting emotional, because I'm an emotional guy. I'm a Cancer. That's my horoscope. But it's enough to make you emotional, man, because this life, you don't meet too many good people, right?
Right. Yeah, true.
My listeners have always shown me that they're just good, solid people, and they just want to spread love and positivity, bro. And that means more than anything in the world. I can't even put it into words what it feels like, man. I want to shout out, number one, my wife, Sarah, and my children, because I've put your life on display for the last probably 15 years. And I've told some very deep secrets. I've told some very exposing information about y'all. And you always just let me do it because I'm dad and you roll with me. So number one, shout out to you. I love you guys. Shout out to, it's got to be a transition shout out. Number one, I got to shout out my girl, Carly Hustle, for giving me an opportunity to be on there. I got to shout out my guy, Chris Chavez, rest in peace to my dude, who believed in me and gave me the night show. I got to shout out my guy, Mikey Fuentes. Although he was an a-hole to me a lot, my guy literally showed me the hustle of radio. And if you want to be successful, you got to put your head down and work. Shout out to you, Mikey. I owe you a lot, bro. Shout out to my guy, Super Snake, because Super Snake showed me what it meant to be a black man just in the corporate world of America and how to conduct yourself and handle yourself at all costs, at all times. How to stand up like a man, because I didn't have a dad growing up. I learned a lot about being a black man from Super Snake. And I ain't gonna get emotional, bro, but I love you. I love you. You're an asshole, but I love you, and you know I love you. Transitioning to my boy Al Payne when I went to Detroit. Al Payne showed me how to discover your worth. Know that you're special. Know that you can command a certain type of dollar. Know that you can command a certain type of lifestyle if you really want it, and never sell yourself short. If you put in the work, it should speak for itself, right? So Al Payne showed me my worth. And last but not least, shout out to my boy, John Candelaria. John was relentless, and he actually is the one who made me hate radio. Working for him made me hate radio, bro, because he literally he couldn't get over it. He'd be in traffic looking at license plates, building radio stations out of light. I'm like, bro, take a drink and chill. Right. Bro, he was so relentless. He's passionate about radio. He's relentless, and he gave me that edge to always think outside of the box. There's always something more. There's always a way to be creative. There's always a way to operate on a higher level and just do it differently. So shout out to John, man. And last but not least, because I know he's going to see this, Complex, I love you. Thanks for bringing me back home, bro. You know how much it means to me to be back home, especially on the radio station where I started my career. You're a good friend. I don't deserve you as a friend, but I love you, bro. Shout out to you. Shout out to my Ready Set family for inspiring me and pushing me to be great since we were kids. My boy Bootleg Kev, my boy Ramses Job, my dude Theo Gio. Theo Gio was the first person doing nights at the time, so he showed all of us that we can get there. Because he came from where we come from. We went to the same high school and everything. Oh, yeah. And he showed us that we can get there, and we kind of all followed suit. So shout out to my Ready Set family. Shout out to my girl Nina Cruz for being an amazing co-host. For just being a good friend and allowing me to finally enjoy radio, unlike anything I ever expected. My girl Joanna, you know I love you. Great job, all the work that you did for the show. You contributed to the success of the show, and you've done a lot for me in my life, and we'll always be friends forever. I know we've been through some things. I'm glad we've been able to reconcile, but shout out to you. And I can't forget my boy Dion. I wasn't even gonna shout Dion out because I know Dion doesn't do it for clout or notoriety, so he doesn't really care about these kind of things. But Dion gave me my job as an intern at 92.3. Dion is responsible for me getting into the business and giving me a shot. Even though he hated me and he never put me in the AOL chat message with that lady, that girl Fail, and all the people thought they was like super cool. And my boy Danny Whispers, everybody's in the AOL chat. And they wouldn't let me in. And every time I would write in the AOL chat, bro, they shut up and they played me, man. I remember that. But I knew it was like, you know, you have to earn your stripes as a rookie. Yeah. I was a rookie and they treated me like a rookie. So shout out to my boy McBeasy, man. Thank you for everything. And there it is. Thanks for giving me 5.
And there you have it. Man, nothing but love and respect to my brother Gello. Known Gello for a while now. Always been a solid individual, great spirit, kind heart, and he's trying to really get into film. He's really trying to learn that on the low, so we actually might have us an assistant at a couple shoots in the future. Who knows, right? But man, just, you know, I wish you nothing but continued success, my brother, in everything that you do, and thank you for being a part of this history that we have here. Make sure you guys are following him on social media. And shout out to my brother Jimmy Nelson on the camera. Make sure you guys subscribe to that YouTube channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. All right. Well, this was definitely one for the books. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Until next time, stay tuned, stay blessed, stay healthy, and just give me 5, y'all.
Everything you get, you got to work hard. I had to hustle hard, never give up, never give up.
Just give me 5. Amazing interview, my guy Dave. It was a good time. I apologize to anybody I disrespected in this interview and anybody that I left out. But hey, Dave was like, tell the truth, be honest, have fun, be you, and let's get into it. So thanks for giving me 5.